Hey everybody, welcome back to Around the Emirates podcast with Sara Mousa, where I speak to guests across the UAE about topics you want to hear about. Today I'm joined by the incredible Niccolo Nicotra. Hi, Niccolo.
Hello, Sara. Very nice to be here with you.
Nice to meet you too. So, Niccolo is an awesome tech expert. I invited him to be on the show because he is the head of the CEO's office at Aspire. He is a massive expert on the UAE's tech ecosystem, and he can talk to us all about everything that is games of the future. Please, Niccolo, tell me your story and what got you started.
So, when we first met, the concept of games of the future, it was, I would say, a little bit more than 1 year ago in Aspire. Aspire is part of the Abu Dhabi Technology Research Council. It's a governmental institution in the Abu Dhabi ecosystem that deals with research and development. So, in the tech area, and our job is basically to do business development and organize great technological events. That's the reason why when the Games of the Future concept at this second edition, after the first Kazan edition, landed in the UAE, we were the organization that was appointed to organize it. And to be honest, the first impact with the project was we were very curious about the new concept. Is these phygital games that we never heard before. It's a sort of, I like to call it small Olympic Games. It's 11 different disciplines of a new concept of sports that blends together the phygital part with the digital part. So the first half of the game, most of the times in most of the sports, happens on the digital pitch, so on the console, on the laptop, and the second part happens on the pitch, so on the physical pitch. Um, and the concept is something completely new. We never heard of it before. We all of us heard about gaming, all of us heard about traditional physical sports, but none of us heard about the blend between these two dimensions in a new concept of entertainment, a new concept of sports. Um, so as I was saying before, in Aspire, we were used to organizing technological events, and our trademark event is the Abu Dhabi Autonomous Racing League, A2RL, in which we race AI cars against human pilots. So it's basically super formula cars
Very cool.
without a pilot, with a computer, definitely a computer, that race between themselves or race against the pilot in a human versus machine concept. When we picked up on the phygital concept, we started thinking, okay, how we can potentially build something big around this phygital concept, based also on the experience of the team that delivered the first event in Kazan 1 year ago. And here we are.
That is amazing. The fact that you've coined this concept of this word phygital and being able to blend in the AI and tech world with the physical world, and obviously having such a successful first edition of Games of the Future that you've now got the second edition. What kind of challenges come with bringing such a new type of technology or concept to this part of the world?
So I would say the journey from the day that we received the brief till the opening ceremony day and until today, like today we are at the third or fourth day actually this morning of this event, have been multiple. Most of them are standard, but from a more personal perspective, I can tell you these giga events, these mega events, they put together a lot of different stakeholders, a lot. I heard from the organizer, the delivery arm company that organizes on ground this event, that more than 5,000 people have been included in the organization of the event on ground. Workers, strategy managers, from the bottom to the top, more than 5,000.
Wow.
And as the entity that has the role of take the lead and coordinating all these different stakeholders, we felt the challenge of putting together to the table so many different cultures, so many different actors with different backgrounds, the institutions of the UAE with the IP owners, the company that brings this event around the world, with the local authorities that build the event on ground. So they all have different ways of working and different approaches. And to be the middleman, let me say, in this ecosystem has been very challenging. This from a high level perspective. And then from a day-to-day perspective, the challenge that I've had has been to keep my team motivated, to keep them, to ask them to stay strong, because you can imagine before the event there are tensions. The days they never end. You have 20, 22 hours of work per day because you need to deliver an event with thousands and thousands of people that will be part of it. And so we are all humans. We are all people. We have a life, and to keep motivated your team to make sure that they keep pushing and they feel valued in what they are doing. It's something that also from a personal perspective has been challenging, but I believe that if you ask around, we managed to do it pretty good.
I really appreciate you answering that question in two ways. I appreciate you bringing attention to the professional elements of it, like obviously the challenges of creating such a massive and such a new type of event on ground in the UAE, and also the personal challenges of, you said it yourself, these are humans at the end of the day. We, working 20, 22 hours, it's not easy. You have to keep each other motivated, lack of sleep, lack of rest, that will affect you. But to know that you have a strong support system from your leadership team, from yourself, that's what helps you deliver the results, because your results don't come without the right people in place. So I really appreciate the kind of inspirational message that you just shared with that.
Yeah, yeah. This has been definitely core from day one.
I love that. And that brings me to my next question for you. There's obviously a bunch of different experiences that would have kind of brought you to who you are today. Is there any kind of story or experience or moment that you felt made a major impact on you?
Look, there have been so many challenging and exciting moments in this project. Um, uh, it's a little bit of a back of the scene moment. It dates back to the first time that we received the brief of this project, and we were asked an opinion. And I wasn't that sure that this event, personally speaking, that this event could have been so successful as it's actually shaping up right now during this evolution phase and this build-up phase. So when we were first asked, our first feedback was a mixed feedback. It was okay. It's a nice concept, as I was mentioning before. There is games, there is physical games. You blend them together, but we were not that sure. But then we kept pushing. We again, as a team, with the different ecosystems and parts that have been involved, we kept working on every single detail. Understanding the dynamic of something that was new also for us, and we understood that the power of entertainment and the power of novelty that such a concept can bring to a country like the UAE, that is always on the edge of technology, on the edge of innovation in all the different fields, and sports is one of those fields, was very high. And so we went ahead, and now we are here with an event that in the first 3 days had a footfall of over 20,000 people. That is massive in an infrastructure like ADNEC, that is cutting edge with connectivity and areas, venues that made this event possible. And I would really say that we are very proud of what we did, of what we built all together.
That sounds amazing, Nicola. And I'm curious now, if there's one piece of advice you'd like to leave with the listeners today, what would it be?
Look, since we were talking about challenges, I think a piece of advice, an experience that also is in my little notebook of lessons learned during the project and for the future of my life and my career in general is whenever you have a problem in front of you that looks big, uh, take a deep breath and try to start splitting it in multiple smaller problems. And then you will realize that out of a big problem that was in the beginning, maybe if you split it in 10, 8 parts, will be no problems. They were problems made up or were things of with easy fix, quick wins to easy fix. And it will come out just to a smaller part of problems on which with courage and teamwork, you can act, you can tackle them, and you can solve them and move to the next big challenge or apparently big challenge. Something that I really learned in this project. We have had so many moments in which there was, you know, how it works. There was drama, there was a fear that things could go wrong, unexpected challenges that we couldn't foresee in advance, but then really being calm, relaxed, looking at the problem for what it is, and splitting it in multiple smaller problems, we were always able to tackle them and to bring the organization home.
I think that is a very important point to make as well. The fact that if you see a problem as this massive challenge and you have no idea how to tackle it, like where do you start first? And if you're alone, especially, then you think, oh my God, how am I going to solve this? And you're under a massive time pressure, right? You don't have a lot of time to be able to look for the solution. But if you break it up a little bit into almost bite-sized, smaller problems, and then you bring in other people to help you bring in that partnership, that teamwork, that does make a massive difference. And I really appreciate you bringing that message to my show today. And here's a final question for you that I didn't tell you I was going to ask you, but what is your favorite thing about what you do?
Well, uh, I would say that every day there's something new and there's something different. So as a person, from the start of my career, I'm an engineer, by the way. Probably I didn't mention it in my first in the first answer. I'm an engineer. I'm Italian. I was born in Italy. I studied in Italy and abroad, and then I landed in the UAE after a few years in a top tier strategy consulting firm. Um, and what I really loved in all my work experiences, and I'm loving here in the UAE and in Aspire, is the fact that every day there is something new. There are new challenges and new problems. Let's put it like this. And I like problem solving. This is what makes me happy when I wake up in the morning, no? Knowing that there is something new in which I can put my effort, my team effort, my brain to try to give solutions and to try to achieve goals. As a person, I'm really goal oriented, so this drives my activities and is something that, from of course a work perspective and career perspective, if we look at this area of my life. Is something that I appreciate a lot and it makes me happy in the position that I am right now.
Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to share such detailed answers with me and showing such important messages to people, not just from an engineering and kind of project management perspective, but also from a human perspective. So thank you very much, Niccolo, for your time today.
Much appreciated. It was my pleasure.
Thank you. Have a great day and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very
Take
much.
care.
Thank you.
Bye.